Hi, Melissa. I wanted to share with you a few of the things that I've been doing in my class. And actually, I've been incorporating them kind of as we've been going. So as we learn something new, if it's something that I can pop in there for that next upcoming week, I've been doing so. So this is my new Start Here overview page. And I did change it from what I had before. Typically, I have a welcome video that I would attach with it. But this time, I think I'll save that for the video announcement. So anyway, so this is my new welcome page. Of course, I've got my owls. I got this from you on the Creative Commons. I thought it was clean. It was, easy, consistent, clear, and, organized. So I love that. Sorry, I've got my cat in here. And then this was my instructor, introducing myself to the students. I did have to put an alt text on my picture. Instead of using things like click here to, go to my college faculty webpage, I would just, students can just click on that and it takes them right to where I'm wanting them to go. And then all of my images, I had a lot of them at the bottom right-hand corner. And again, now I've moved them up to the top left. We had the creating an accessible PDF syllabus, and so that's what I did. I used that one from our assignment from early April, so it's nice to have an accessible syllabus. So I put that in there, and I also, let's see. And I know we're supposed to minimize the use of PDFs, but for my syllabus, I did use that. And then to do a video tour of our Canvas classroom, of course, I won't play the entire video, but I did go in and put in the appropriate transcript. I edited it. That to me was one of the biggest takeaways that I have from this course, the ease of being able to just record our video, send it to, upload it to YouTube. And then it does take a couple of hours to, for the video to pop up for the automatic translation for closed captioning, but then to go in and edit it, that was very, very easy. So I thought that was a great tool that I've done for a couple of my videos. Oh, it's not letting me go to next. Sorry. Okay, and then again, providing those descriptive alt text for all of my different pictures. I did go in for this pie chart here and do it for that. And I always like at the bottom of all of the things that you have for us, additional resources or, things like that that we can go to. So I did use that. And this is just one on how to check grades from Canvas. And class participation, again, moving my images up to where they can go to the top left. And I also got this from you, Melissa, from the Creative Commons for the discussion boards. I really liked that. I thought it was clean, something easy for my students to use. This was a table. I'm not very good with tables, I'm finding, or I just need to have a little more practice. I did have to add a title to the table that was already here, so I did it up there. The images, though, are kind of still all over the place. I tried to resize, but for whatever reason, it just didn't come out very clear. But I did have it to where when I ran the accessibility checker, it was okay. And then my letter of student understanding, that was also unaccessible. So I did go in, and when I ran the accessibility checker, it told me that I needed to split my cells to make it accessible. So I did that. And when I run the little checker, it tells me it's all good. There we go. So that was good. No accessibility issues found. And then again, just adding bullets and numbers adding bullets and numbers to, make things a little more clear for my students. And so then I dove into my week 10 and I did change all of my banners. So I use Canva for most every page I have in my course. And I did take some advice that it should be, using the right color combinations and keeping the contrast in mind and just having continuity in all of the different banners that I choose to use. So I did simplify a little bit. And again, I have my overview page with my appropriate headings that I needed to add and the bullet points. And then also I have another one, keeping that same theme going. simple. And then I had my College Info Geek
Hey, what's
video,
up, everybody?
whoops, that I have for my students that is closed captioned with the appropriate punctuation. And another video that I have for the students to do, and I embedded those videos. And then here's one of my lectures that I did, and I used the Google Sheets to make it accessible. That was another thing. I always want to go for these bright, colorful images everywhere, you know, so probably a little distracting for my students. So I went ahead and just used a simple background, a simple layout, and then of course I went in and fixed the text on the transcript. And then I also had, these were my journal entry instructions, put my header up there, but I had them just listed like, you know, when trying to explain the directions. It was confusing. When I read through it, you know, if I didn't know what was going on here, I would have been confused. So I tried to just simplify it, answer the questions, bullet, you know, exactly what I want them to answer. So again, just trying to keep things simple. And then this is one of my discussions. I use my little owl up here on the top left with my overview and instructions. And then of course I want to give my students you know, variability in terms of how they'd like to submit. They can type out their responses, they can do a video if they choose to, and that's something that I have incorporated throughout my course. I allow my students to do things creatively. And I have Confer Now, of course. This is something each week that I do and offer for my students. I do have a banner. I always do a banner for each one of my Confer Now sessions. Here is the URL, the join URL. On this one, it doesn't have it because I hadn't started doing it, but students can call in. I've had students call in, very easy for them to do if for whatever reason they didn't have access to the internet. And again, I know you've seen this because this was my final, but just really, I just really cleaned things up to try and make it, you know, the expectations and instructions clear for my students. And I always offer opportunities for my students to demonstrate their learning, as I mentioned, in different ways. Different, you know, they can perhaps they might be taking a test. They could do a research project and submit that several different ways. Provide them feedback, which I know is really important. Also, providing them adequate opportunities for practice. So, or not even really for practice, but I let them submit things. And I learned this from you. I allow them to resubmit things for a higher grade as long as they've submitted something on time. So that's another opportunity that I give to my students.